Good evening, friends, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. Fab Talks is all about connecting with different kinds of people across the world. It could be any professional or a non-professional. It could be just anybody who's out there to share their thoughts, their views with regard to how they've been able to overcome all the challenges in their life till date and how they're inspiring the world, how they have been inspired by others. Is all about Fab Talks, the unsung heroes who have done their very best. There are some people who have really contributed much more than the commoners. Now, when you contribute more and more, you rise above and become extraordinary. So we'd love all of you, each one of you out there, to be extraordinary by learning a lot from our celebrities and guests as to how they've overcome all the challenges and have risen high. Join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity and guest. He's joining us all the way from Vietnam. He's Mr. Gurusamy Balasubramanian, a very wonderful person, donning many hats, warm at heart, and a gentle person. Let's get to know more about him. Join us, friends. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session.
Hello, good evening, FabTalk viewers. It has been my pleasure to know about the FabTalks, how it has been useful to the community by introducing the people and their experiences. Friends, life is all about experiences. You have a set of people who have experience and who don't have experience. For your information, my name is Mr. Bala. I'm coming from a place called Tamil Nadu in India, the state of Tamil Nadu, and I hail from a city called Temple City. It's called Tanjavur. Tanjavur is the place where Rajaraja Chola he constructed the big temple before 1000 years. In the year 1025, 1010, the big temple, so-called big temple, was made by stone. And I am the one who is born and brought up in that place, and I finished my schooling there. Later, I studied in PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore. I'm a civil and structural engineer by profession. And to say in life, life is actually unpredictable. Life has got everyday surprises for us, and we can only plan for today, and tomorrow plans for us. In that way, being a person in Tamil Nadu, I was thinking that maybe I study in my university and I become a professor there and retire from there. That was my plan in the year somewhere around 1989. But life had different plans for me. And because of that one, I had to miss my professorship in the college because I could not get the number from the employment exchange. And once I missed that employment exchange, I did not want to go for any under table business to make it all right. I left it and I went to Bangalore. And I started my career as a structural engineer in Bangalore. Then I happened to come to Chennai to be in Larsen and Toubro L&T to start my life as a structural engineer. And that's the time I get married. And friends, in our life, we have ambitions. We have ambitions for life. We have ambitions for personal side, and we have ambitions for career. My father, his dream was to make a house in Tanjavur, but it could never be done because he spent all his money for my education. He was an employee of Life Insurance Corporation of India, and he had to pass away when I was 23 years old because of his health condition and kidney failure. He passed away. I could not do anything about it. But I had to fulfill his dream to make a house. So at the age of 29, after I get married with my wife and my in-laws support, I made a house in Chennai. And that had a real effect on me because when you make a house, they say that in life you marry, then you have commitments, you have responsibilities. You make a house, then you have more responsibilities and you have to pay the EMI and other things. That really propelled me to find some other better avenues for career. That is the way I landed up in Saudi Arabia in the year 1995. I went as a design engineer in a very big company in Saudi Arabia, and that changed my life. As I said, we had a comfort zone when we live inside our country. We live in our hometown, we speak the native language. Every day we finish our work and come and eat food from the home. Everything is very simple and straightforward for me. But the moment you land into a foreign country, you are in an alien territory, you have to follow new set of rules, new country, new religion, and people, their mindset, everything is different. It's a big challenge, but where there is a challenge, Where there is a change, that is the place you can have growth. And you can realize yourself, you can think away. When you stay away from home country, your love and affection for your home country and your love and affection for your home language, it grows. That way, Saudi Arabia, it gave me good opportunity in my career as a structural engineer. I've been associated with pre-engineered buildings, that particular type of business for the past 30 years now. I started my career as a design engineer, and I start working there and with my family there in Saudi Arabia. I had very good comfort for my life, and many good, nice things happened. Apart from career, maybe you keep working every day, you keep doing the same job, you tend to become selfish. Then you think every month, oh, how much money I am going to get, what increment I'm going to get, what promotion I'm going to get. All the time in our mind, what is there for me? What is there for me? What is there for me? It becomes so much selfish, my friends. Luckily for me, somewhere around 2005, maybe I was at the time 30, close to 40 years old or something. At the time, I had some chance to move with community. Like I happened to join a place called Tamil Mandram, because the people who are outside India, as Indian Association, we have some cultural connections. We start reading the old scripts and we start discussing many things. We sing some songs together, and we try to recreate our country for our children, because our children stay there. They have no idea about the home country and the home culture. That way, it helped me to spend some of my time for others. I understand when I start spending every day 1 hour of my time for others, I felt some kind of satisfaction. And I'll tell you a small story. Like, my wife was the teacher in International Indian School where there were 12,000 Indian students. She was the teacher, and my son and daughter studied in the school. And her colleagues happened to be like their husbands happen to be my friends also, because where your family goes, as a man, you have to follow your family. That's a success, or what do you call, secret of a successful family life. And in a dinner meeting, I saw one gentleman. His name is Sanjay Maha. He is from Himachal Pradesh and he is settled in Mumbai. And that guy I saw in the meeting in Saudi Arabia, his face is glowing. He's happy. He is always having good energy. I was thinking, all the time we keep cribbing, we are not satisfied in life. How come this person is happy? I asked Mr. Sanjay, I shake hand with him, and he gave me a very strong handshake and full energy. I asked him, Mr. Sanjay, what is your secret? Mr. Sanjay, he told me, Bala, I know you and me, we work for the companies and we earn salary and we are never satisfied with money. We need to do something for our satisfaction. Then he told, Bala, do you want to join an organization where you go to any airport in the world and you land there in the airport? There will be minimum 15 to 20 people in the airport waiting for you. Do you want to have friends all over the world? Do you want to join an organization where you have got 3 million people? Then he introduced me to Toastmasters. Toastmasters is from USA, and it is more than 100 years organization. And for your information, Barack Obama was a very famous Toastmaster by himself. And there he made me a member in that. And every 15 days, we used to join 2 hours meeting. We used to give speeches. Somebody used to evaluate. Then we had parliamentary procedure. We had table topics. So many things we started doing. And after that, we understood. They say in Toastmasters, the best way to feed the food, have the food without folding your hand, is to feed each other. We started working for others, and that made my attitude, and it made my, what do you call, total makeover and changeover in my behavior. And that showed in my work also. I started appreciating my colleagues. I started treating my juniors with respect, and I started behaving with my seniors also with the proper way. And I started doing things in a professional. And after that, no look back for me. After 2005, I was the champion for Saudi Arabia. In 2009 for table topics. They give you a topic and you need to talk 2 minutes about the topic, come to the stage and talk for 1,500 people. And I was the national champion there. Then that gave me the confidence. I came in the same company. I came to Vietnam and I started doing from the engineering, design engineering. I moved to project engineering, project management. Then I moved to sales. And currently, I'm the person who is the Chief Business Development Officer for a steel company. And briefly, I've been there in India in the year 2018-19. In between, I changed my career from Vietnam to Saudi and again to Vietnam. I happen to be associated with finishing the Statue of Unity in Gujarat. I happen to be the person who is a part of like the small squirrel which made a small stone movement in Ramayana to make the Sedu Bandhan or the bridge between Sri Lanka and India. I happen to be spending a few months in finishing the project. And also, I've been involved in Chandrababu Naidu's 5 towers, which has to come in Amaravati. And I was handling 40,000 metric ton and 5 towers. Out of the 3 towers I was handling. But due to some government change 5 years before, the project stopped. And that's the time my friends in Vietnam, they called me back here. And I came to Vietnam just before COVID. And during the COVID time, we survived and we managed. And this is the small introduction about me. And having said that, apart from my work, I'm a YouTuber. I have 4 channels. I'm in TikTok. I'm in Facebook. I'm a mentor and I'm a motivator. I'm 58 years old, but I have the energy, same like a 20 years old, 28 years old guy. And I pass the energy to the people and I pass optimism and I give them the hope. I tell them, if I can do it at this age, you can do it. No problem. And that is the way I motivate people. And this really gives me satisfaction. I made a WhatsApp group called Vietnam Veedu. Vietnam, and Veedu means in Tamil, it's Gar, house. I made a business group called Vietnam Veedu. I have 234 members in this one. Every day, I make people to post some requirements, what they want, and let the friends try to post each other and support each other. I have members right from USA to New Zealand. I have the members in that one. Other than that, there is a Zalo group in Vietnam. In that Zalo group, I have got 300 Vietnamese, the local people, because they are very good in Vietnamese, but they need practice for English. So for IELTS 8.5 CDM, with the help of 2 of my Vietnamese friends, I have a free group for 300 people in Vietnam. And there also the activity is going on. My job needs me 24/7 with my mobile and laptop online with my USA customers, my customers in Thailand and all over the world. And like, you know, in the FM radio and pager, there is a message going on, a song is going on in the foreground, but in the background, you have the message going on. Same way, I'm active online. I keep checking the messages, WhatsApp. I keep writing poems. I release my book about my story, Bala. I make a book and 143 pages. I'm a blogger since 2005, and this book is released this year. And I got good reception in Tamil. This is a brief description about me. Having said that, all these things we do, not to say that I did it. We can say we did it. Many people helped me, many people encouraged me, and many people supported me. Now it's time for me to give it back to the society. That's all.
Perfect, perfect, sir. Thank you so much. So many people helped me. Now it's time to help back the society. That's a beautiful way. And you've done so many hats, so many feathers in your cap. That's really wonderful. Amazing, amazing. That's wonderful, sir. Now you've been in Saudi Arabia for around about 18 years. And then again, now since 2010, you're in Vietnam, right?
Yes, correct.
That's
yes,
really
you're
nice.
right.
Sir, so now you come down across as a wonderful person, a versatile person, you know. You're a singer, you're into acting as well, writing as well, a YouTuber, you belong to the Toastmasters Club, all of this. Among all of these roles that you play, and I'd like to know, like, which one you feel that, yes, this is the best of all, or this is the best among all.
Madam, as you said, in life we have 2 things. One, we do for money, for what we are getting the salary, what we are having the career, we are paid and we are doing certain things for remuneration and returns. At the same time, in life, we do certain things for no money. That's our hobby and it's our passion. Having said that, my point of view is like my parents have inculcated the value of money in my mind because my parents, my father's father, he had been serving the king of Pudukkottai. There is a place called Pudukkottai in Tamil Nadu, and there is a Tondaman king, and we have been moved from Andhra Pradesh 500 years ago during the Vijayanagara Empire to Tamil Nadu to serve the kings. So always for us, the motive and the clarity is like you do something, somebody should be benefited in that one. That way, I am a person of numbers. For your information, I keep every day two numbers in my mind. One is 36,500. That is nothing but 100 years of life. I see that I tell myself, Bala, out of 36,500, you have already finished 18,000. Means 50 years is gone. Remaining is the balance. And that one number we need to remember very well, because what we did before 5 years, now we cannot do. And now what we do after 5 years, we cannot do. Every 5 years, life is also changing, and we come across the changes. We need to accept the change. And when we were young, when we were children, when we were young, then we were in the middle age, then we are going to become old age. Every age, we need to take the responsibility and take the child ego, adult ego, and the parent ego, everything we need to accept. And another number I believe is 86,400. That is in a day. In a day, you have 24 hours, 60 minutes, and 60 minutes consists of 60 seconds. If you multiply 24 by 60, it is 86,400. 86,400 seconds is put in your account every day morning, 12 o'clock. And that day night, 12 o'clock, that money, that amount will go. Whether you want to convert that one into Vietnam dong, or you want to convert that one into Indian rupees, or you want to convert to Real, Saudi Real, or you want to convert to US dollar, is up to you. That is why, for me, it's like that. When I go to my office by morning 8 o'clock, when I do my work, I stop all the things and I enjoy what I do my work, and I do with passion. At the same time, when I finish my work and come in the evening, I sing on karaoke song. I do that one also, I do with passion. I cannot say that if I say I enjoy writing, if I enjoy Toastmasters, and if I don't enjoy my work, means it means that maybe I am doing some work which is imposed on me, which is not the case. I always believe that unless a person works for a government, even now if you see, government also, people need to do so much of work. And sometimes you see the people in government, they work day and night. And once you are in a private company, your advantage for you is in a private company, you have freedom. You can work very hard. You can work hard and you can party hard. In a private company, you have the chance to learn many things. And if you see our generation, like we started with pencil and paper, and we had logarithmic book for doing the multiplication and addition. When I joined my college, they told that we have to use the slide rule for doing the mathematics. But my dad got me the first calculator, FX100. Then before 2000, we moved from the CRT computer with the monochrome. Then we moved to the color screen, CRT, Windows 95. We started. And we started with Word, XLS, and we started with 1 KB and not even 1 MB speed for the dial-up connection and other things. If you see the way technology has exploded, now we go to AI, we go to artificial intelligence. My passion is, madam, every day I want to learn something new. If someone talks about blockchain, if I don't know about blockchain, then I feel that, oh, I become obsolete, I become old. I want to go with whatever is the latest technology. My wife taught me how to do the YouTube editing in the mobile phone and do the mixing. I learned from her. I set up a home studio with YouTube, with my mic and speaker, and with Audacity. I do my own recording with 3,000 rupees money only. I go in the YouTube and check. Some Filipino is coming there, and then half English and half Tagalog. He's explaining how you have to do these things like that. You see, madam, when I was a student in Tanjavur, I had to go to the central library and search for the books and study page by page for the information. But now, the current generation, the kids, they are so lucky. Google is there. Every information is there. But unfortunately, now you have information good and you have information bad. All the mixed bag is there. So in this generation, the children, they are very successful. They are faster than us. They are much capable than us. But we can handle success. We can handle failure. We can handle rejection. But the current generation, they cannot wait for a bus for another 5 minutes. They want anything now or never. And also, they cannot even take even a smallest failure, because they are born in the golden generation. They are born in the AC room. Whatever they ask, we, our parents, are able to give them on the next moment. But for us, I used to tell my children, I come from the platform. I come from a common family. Very poor family I have come from. Even today, anywhere I eat my food, I count and I make it very simple. I think life need to be simple, because the resources and money, everything is available for the people. If 20% of the people are going to use 80% of the resources, then the world is going to suffer. So even if you are blessed, even if you have all the resources, we need to use them wisely. We need to use them in such a way that we also have, others also have. I think when you make others happy, when you make others win, and it's a kind of a win-win situation where you feel very happy. You take everything for yourself and you keep accumulating, and you keep accumulating the knowledge, accumulating the money, accumulating the comforts, and you try to take the cream of the cake from every situation. I think it's not going to work. That's why we need to always remember there are many people, they say that, who don't have chance to have 3 times food, and who don't have a proper housing, and who don't have proper clothing and other things. We used to complain. My grandfather is a very funny man. He used to say, the poor guy don't have the salt for their kanji, and the rich man don't have the sugar for the payasam or the kheer. Everywhere the needs and wants, it keeps changing. That's how what I really believe is, when we stay in this world and when we live in this world, anytime we keep the slate open, and we try to be a people's person, and make people feel happy and satisfied, because certain things we learn, we know the idea. Some people, they don't know that idea, they miss that one, and they may go round and they may be suffering. And sometimes people make some mistake. We need to be tolerant with them. We need to correct their mistake, and we need to first solve the problem. When you have a problem, first solve it and make everything smooth and happy. Then after that, you tell the people, this is the lesson learned. Please don't do it next time. I think human relationship is very important. SOP is important. The way you need to learn the things, technology, everything is important. But who stay on the top is the people. If you are not able to satisfy the team of people who are around you, I think a person, however much he won in the career, and he reached the position of general manager, CEO, whatever is the position, so far the managers and the bosses who I work with, they supported me, and they encouraged me to do the new things, and they empowered me. The same way, I always look at the person. Within 30 seconds, I talk with them. I can identify their strength. And when I know what is their strength, I try to relegate the work to them exactly matching with their strength. At the same time, I try to tell them what are the other things they can try to slightly tweak here and there, so that they can get an overall improvement, and they can get empowered. I think happiness is a state of mind, and that state of mind comes through understanding the life in an overall picture. I think we need to understand small things, big things. We need to understand other people's problems and positions. Maybe if we, before we decide something, if we put ourselves in their shoes and think for a second, then I think we will come up with a very rational and what do you call, fair solution. We cannot be accurate. We cannot be 100%. We cannot be perfect. We cannot be 100% right. We cannot be 100% wrong. Let us be fair. That's my idea. I hope I answered you, but maybe not the way you expected. As you said, I want to do justice for everything.
Yes, that's really nice. Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts and views so nicely. It's very nice to be connected to everyone in the right way. Now, sir, you are also an actor, art instructor, right? A thinker.
Yeah.
And all of this. Now, and you're a music director as well, and all of that. And you are also known as Dammam Bala.
Yes,
what is the mystery behind this?
Madam, actually, Dammam is the name of the place in Saudi Arabia where I lived for 18 years. Because in Saudi Arabia, Eastern Province, there are twin cities called Dammam Khobar. Dammam, Al-Khobar, Al-Dammam and Al-Khobar are the what do you call the cities in Saudi Arabia in the Eastern Province. And from there, you can go to Bahrain by the causeway, and you can go by car, crossing the sea by the bridge. And normally, if you see, Bala is a very common name in India. And also, if I put like Tanjore Bala or Chennai Bala or India Bala, there are so many Balas are there. That is why Dammam is the place. It gave me good things for my family, the house for my family, and education for my children, and the university. And it helped me accelerate and what do you call, speed up my career dreams and life dreams. That's why, especially in Dammam, I came across some Tamil scholars who encouraged me to write poems and write articles. And in life, not many people keep writing the information. They write in paper and make it fly away. I used to blog, and I used to put in electronic medium. I used to type daily every page, and with the name Dammam Bala, I started writing my life experiences. I have written about what happened to me at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8. Every day I wrote about my father. I wrote about my mother. I wrote about my brother who I lost when I was young. He drowned and he died. I have written about that one also. And I have written about every moment in my life, what has happened in the pen name Dammam Bala. I'll tell you, madam, one time when I was working for L&T, I went to Nepal for a business meeting and I came back to New Delhi. And I missed the Tamil Nadu Express, the train. I missed the train because in L&T they made in the what do you call in the guest house they made very nice chapatis. They told me, Mr. Bala, have chapati dal and then you go to the train. And by the time I had the chapatis and dal and took the auto, the Sardarji also knew there in New Delhi. He don't know where is the railway station. I'm talking about this one in 1994. So by the time he went round and round and he reached the railway station, Tamil Nadu Express, the train was gone. I had to cancel my first class ticket, then buy a second class ticket, send some fax message to my company. I apologized. And then I went back to hotel and stayed for another 2 days. And then I took the next train. That gave me an idea. When you go to the train, my dad used to say, always you need to be 1 hour before in the railway station. Same for this meeting also. Today I'm ready 30 minutes before because there is every chance to miss the train because you look for the food. After that experience, I take the flight, I take the train, I don't bother about my food. On the train, you have banana, okay. You take a piece of banana in the train. Nowadays, in train, you get the nice food also. Certain things in life, one time you do the mistake, after that you realize and then you document it and you tell your children and your family saying that this was the failure I faced. Because many times as elders, we don't want to share our failures with our children. We don't want to lose our face. But our failure, like we learn from books. Our one life is not enough to do all the mistakes and learn. We learn from books. And what we do, we document it so that our children and our friends in future, they read that one and they understand, okay, we need to go to the railway station. At the time, cut the food and don't be lavish. Sit and eat the best food available. I think it's all about our experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for sharing all of that. That's really very nice. Now, I'd like to know your thoughts with regard to freedom. What do you feel freedom is? Because you've been into different places. You've visited different countries like Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, Nepal, India, etc. So how would you define freedom from your perspective and experiences that you've had till date?
Yeah, I think, madam, you asked a very, very nice question because, you know, in Vietnam, the motto of the country of Vietnam is freedom, happiness, and independence. I don't know whether you knew that one or you asked this question by chance because freedom, independence, and happiness is the country statement for government of Vietnam. I'm living in a country where from 1950 to 1975, there has been war. And after 1975, the country has come out of the war and it has been a communist country. And 1995, they open out like what we did in Mr. Narasimha Rao era in India with Mr. Manmohan Singh. We opened out for FDI and other things. Same way, Vietnam also got opened in 1994-95. As you said, freedom is very, very important because freedom, the first thing is freedom of thought. Because if we program the people to follow certain religion, follow certain rituals, follow certain procedures, we put them inside the band and it will be a tunnel vision. First thing is we tell people we are in the business world. It is irrespective of your religion and your beliefs and other things. Business is a religion where you speak all languages and you follow all religions. No problem. Why freedom is required? Because you allow the mind to think freely. You will get the better solution and you will have sometimes better solution than what we think. So freedom of thought is important. And freedom of expression, people should be allowed to talk. Even when we have our juniors or our subordinates, most of the times I think in English we say read, write, speak. And we don't talk about the fourth skill, which is listen. Listen also in English, if you rearrange the words, it comes as silent. Be silent and listen to what people say and listen to their body language, listen to their feelings, what is told and what is not told. I think verbal and non-verbal communication is very important. When we listen to people and we give them the freedom to tell what is the true situation, because many times people are afraid to tell you some problem in the company or in the work also. They are afraid that, oh, if I tell that one, Mr. Bala will fire me. If I tell that one, Mr. Bala will kill me. and they don't tell. We don't want to hear from our customers some problem has happened. We first want to hear from our people what has happened so that we can solve and we can manage. That's why we allow the freedom for thought and we allow the freedom for expression, freedom to talk. But the freedom comes with a price. When you stay in a foreign country or even in India, there is certain SOP is the standard operating procedure is there. Our freedom, they say that our freedom is okay to stretch our hand, but it can stretch our hand in such a way that it doesn't touch the nose of the other person. As long as our movement and our talking and our doing things doesn't interfere with the setup and doesn't mess up with the things, doesn't upset the other people, that's very important. Because if you don't understand the local culture, sometimes knowingly or unknowingly you may offend, because in our country certain things may be easily acceptable. The same thing in another country may be a big taboo or a very big thing to avoid. That's why we say that be a Roman in Rome. In Vietnam, when I am there, I have to understand the Vietnamese language and I need to understand the culture of the people and see what offends them and what makes them defend and what makes them happy. I think there are small things we take care. We try to be like a good morning and xin chào. How are you? How is things? How is your family? Certain personal things, we really make the people feel that, oh, we are a part of this association and they feel that we are one team. If they think that Mr. Bala is customer, he is taking everything from me, then it is not going to work. And also like a country in Saudi Arabia, where I lived for 18 years, I was treated with very good respect. And the people in Saudi Arabia, the technology and other things, even 30 years ago, they were highly advanced. And many times media always tries to give you a painted picture. What the media wants you to understand, they give the information. But true information comes when you go there and when you stay there. Things are not as bad as people think. It's all the way how you give, what you give, what you get. And how you treat them, you get the thing back for them. You treat people with respect, they are going to treat you with respect. If you are honest with people, they are going to be honest with you. The world karma is real. What you give, it will come back, knowingly or unknowingly. We cannot escape.
Yes, very true, sir. That I agree with you. That's really very nice. Now, sir, I'd like to take you to the next question. The next question here is, now, there are several people out there who do not give importance to mental health. Now, you've been to different countries, you might have seen the priorities given to mental health. Now, do you think we all who belong to the much older generation, are we all giving that priority to mental health, trying to understand our children, or maybe the middle-age crisis? So what are your thoughts with regard to mental health, if you could share them?
Yeah, I think, madam, you got the point very rightly, because normally they say it's a kind of the mind, body, soul, they are interconnected. And they say that life is nothing but psychosomatic. If your mind is happy, your body is also healthy because it makes all the good hormones in your body. And whatever happens inside the body for a healthy and happy person is a healthy person. And a healthy person is also a happy person. It goes in good cycles. The main point what we need to understand now is in our old generation, like people who are born in 60s, 70s, and becoming 30 years old before the millennium, year 2000, I think we had less physical comforts. We had less money, but we had more time. And since we had less money, we had to do a lot of physical activities. And that process of doing the physical activity, standing in the sun, for example, for 5 days for playing cricket, and going around and drinking the water from the tap and sleeping on the road. So sometimes even if you see, you play with some sand and you have some, what do you call, dirt in your hand, it gives you immunity. But the current generation of children who are born after 1990s and after 2000, I really feel sorry for them, because we had childhood, we had adulthood. The current generation children, I'm very sorry to say, they don't have the childhood, and they have KPI. When the child is born, there is a KPI. There is a KPI for the child, and the child is 1 year old. The parents start feeding in their mind what are all the countries, what are all the capitals. Oh, my daughter is only 1 year old. Come on, baby, tell me what is the capital of Russia, capital of America. They start asking all the questions. They have the mobile phone. They keep taking photos, and the children do all the things what the adults do. And the current generation children, when they are 2 years old, 3 years old, they start doing the things. They have the KPI, they have to go to karate class, they have to go for dancing class, they have to go for keyboard. Sometimes I think parents, what they did not do, they try to push on their children's head. And I think Khalil Gibran, the American poet, who is a Lebanese poet, he told very nicely, your children are your children, but they are the arrow shot by you using God. Don't try to make them live your life. Allow them to do their own life. I think as parents now, we have money to take care of our children, but hardly we care about what they think in their mind. And sometimes we miss their fine feelings, and maybe we force them for some education what they don't like. And if we try to behave so much tough with our children to make them targets and make them run like a rat race, then they stop communicating with us. They will go with their friends who may be good or bad, and they start communicating and they keep developing relationships which may or may not be good. That's why I think we need to really understand the current kid has got much stress, much pressure, what we did not have. Maybe before 30 years, I was given 6 months to do a project. The same project now they want us to do in 6 hours. And the 6 hours not only for me, also for my kid. I think currently, if you see, the world is going for the result and performance, and hardly they enjoy the process. They do many things, they achieve many things, but they cannot take a day break and celebrate the happiness. They will get something and put it in the closet and go for next kill and next hunting and next war like that. That's why I think it's very, very important. Like they need to find some time to read. They need to find some time to sing. I think they need to find some time to do something for others. If they do everything for them, they'll get everything, but they'll get the mental stress. When they start doing something, if they think something for others, their mind will change. I think you got it very correctly. I think in future, people will have enough money, they'll have strong body, they go to gym, they develop their body, but they will have very weak mind, and they will have pain in their heart, and they will not be able to share it with anybody. I think mental health is very important, and mental health you develop when you face the problems and you solve the problem. I think I'm with you regarding the mental health point you told. I think the new generation, we need to really give them the strong mind so that they can continue their life for another 50 years and 100 years. I'm told that the current generation kids, they don't want to have kids. They're saying that, oh, why I should have the kid? I have to raise the kid for 25 years. I have to keep money for sending to USA for education. This is all big burden for me. They say in Singapore, the men and women, they get married, they don't have kids. Japan, they don't have kids. Thailand, they don't have kids. And people now, they are thinking that their family, it's a burden for them. They're thinking, oh, why I have to spend 8 hours time for my family? Better I stay single and career, and I focus in my career and I do. But such people, when they become old and when they become like seniors, they will miss. I think family and friends is as important as your career. Sometimes not necessary that you have to convert everything into money. Keep something as gold and something as time and something as a nice food and something as charity. And I think it should be in all forms. The moment you put all your resources into your one bag and in one form, I think it gets what do you call the balance? It becomes out of balance.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. That's wonderful.
I'm not
sir.
trying
Thank
to
you
teach
so much.
anything, just my idea.
Yeah. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. As you've shared very well with lots of clarity. Thank you so much, sir. Now, sir, I'd like to ask you about the NGO connected with educational work, which is prevalent in 140 countries. If you could elaborate about this and share.
Yes, madam. The main thing what we are talking about the education is first thing is when you talk about people in Vietnam, they need to have see. I tell you, since we are from India, certain things we take it for granted because we had access for English education. For your information, I studied in Tamil medium up to my school. Like up to my 10th class, I studied in Tamil medium, and 11th and 12th, I went for the English medium. And of course, I continued in my university education in English, no problem. But you need to be very strong in your mother tongue. I think any person, for your information, if I am from Tamil Nadu, I should be thorough in read, write, and speak Tamil. And I should be able to read the literature and poem and all the things. For example, somebody is coming from the Hindi belt, or somebody is coming from Andhra or from Karnataka. For that matter, I can speak 6 languages. I have the passion for the languages, and languages are very important for the people. That's why in Vietnam, we focus for people how to speak in English. Because if you see China and Vietnam, they are very good in their skill work. Sometimes they can be faster than the Indian counterpart when it comes to making the welding, making some skilled hand related works. Maybe they are not writing or speaking fast like Indians, but they can do the finishing of the works like Vietnam and Chinese. Their productivity is very good. But when it comes to talk to foreigners, when you have communication, you need to sell the product outside the country. Again, you need the English communication. So that way, English communication is important. Second thing is, if you talk about the children, like we Indians have the non-resident Indians. They say the population of India is 1.4 billion. Out of that, they're saying that around 14 crore Indians are living outside India now. When they go outside India, the Indians in Myanmar, the children, they learn the Burmese language. Then in Malaysia, they learn the Malay language. Like that, what it happens is many of the kids in USA, they'll be good in English, but they lose the connectivity with their mother tongue. And I think if you forget about your mother tongue and you stay in a foreign country, I think you cannot call yourself as an Indian, or you cannot call yourself as a Tamilian. That's why we are trying to help the children in 140 countries to read and have basic knowledge about their language, like Tamil, for your information. You can watch television, you can listen, and you can understand. But you should speak and you should write and you should read the books. What I read, for example, there is a book called Ponniyin Selvan. There's a movie also came. It has got 5 volumes and it has been written by Mr. Kalki in 1954 about the story of Rajaraja Chola. And the history has been connected with what you call mixed with fiction and very nicely written. And that gives you an idea that how life was there before 1,000 years. You should know the history. That way, we are helping the people to learn Tamil language all over the world through some courses with very small money, like 1 rupee, 10 rupee, 100 rupee, like that. That money is infinitesimally small. But we help the people through certain organization that's called International Applied Tamil Team. They have the members all over the world. Luckily, during the COVID time, 3 years I was in Vietnam and I had to work from home. And I had some connections to work from home and I got the Zoom meetings and we started going online. And this is another thing. And the third thing is what you already told about the mental health. I think we have the responsibility to bring in the emotional component, like how we do in Toastmasters. We encourage people to talk. We encourage people to express themselves. And we have to teach them the soft skills. And when there is a problem, when there's a real life situation, how you are going to face that one, how you are going to face it ethically, and how you are going to think in a lateral direction, how you are going to think smart. All this way, we want to educate people. I think, I do not know whether have you read the book, madam. There is a book called Alchemist. Have you ever read that book? The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It was introduced by one of my friends to me in the year 2005. And I happened to translate that book also into Tamil. In that, Paulo Coelho, he says in Alchemist, the success for you and the treasure for you is just right where the place you are there. You need to dig deep until you get it. No point in going from places to place, changing everything and trying that. I try this today, I try that something next day, I try something else, and people keep on changing their ideas and priorities and game plan. But it should not be like that. We need to focus on one thing and we need to be we need to be persevering. Like the carbon can become a graphite and it can become a diamond, but it needs time and it needs processing. That way, my intention is to be a light warrior, and we have so much of positive energy. We are all connected by universe. We believe that today, you and me, and I thank Madam Rajeshwari. She is the one who published my book from Madurai for the Bala book, and she's the one who introduced me to FABTALKS here. We are all connected by universe, and they say that universe has got abundance, and universe is ready to give you whatever you ask. So we ask universe good things. We ask universe good things for us and others. And I think the real prayer is not going in front of God and saying the mantras and doing the prayers and other things. The real prayer is what you do with the fellow human being. Sometimes I feel that our people, they believe God more than the person next door. In a place like Chennai, in apartment, sometimes you will not know who is the person living in the next door. Maybe you live in the same apartment for 25 years, 30 years. Maybe one day there's a power cut and something happened, then only people meet each other. But we are not like that. We come from the childhood and we have been in a cosmopolitan society. And many times I'm in my, my mother's sister's house for 1 month, 2 months, like that. That way, I think we try to spread the message of positivity among the people, and we want to make them strong, and we want to make them happy, and we want to make them useful human being to the society. And many a times when your customer comes here, he comes here for the experience. Everyone knows the standard, everyone knows the codes, and everyone knows the numbers. But what he is looking for is, where is the human touch? You call some number, now it will go to answering machine. Then it say press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4. Sometimes you get so frustrated that, can I speak to a person? I can tell what is my problem. Anytime, it's only the person will help you, not the machine and the technology. That's what is our intention for 140 countries.
Yes, that's really nice, sir. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, I'd like you to share your thoughts with regard to the food. And like you are in Vietnam now, what is the food that you get in Vietnam, which is very famous? Have you adjusted to the food over there, or you love Indian food?
Yeah, you see, the difference between the person who live in the home country, in the hometown, and the person who goes out. The first thing what he sacrifices is the food. Because when I'm in Chennai, I can get a very nice idli, dosa, pongal, uttapam, vada. So nice things I can get in Chennai. But the moment I go to Bangalore, the same pongal, the consistency is changing. In Chennai, the pongal is semi-solid. When I go to Bangalore, the pongal becomes liquid and the taste changes. Because when someone in North India tries to make the South Indian food, it doesn't come the way it has to be. Same way, in South India, our people try to make some chapati or roti or some tandoor naan and other things. It's not authentic. It doesn't come with the same taste like the people do in North India. That way, the first thing we sacrifice going out of the country is the food. When I go from India to Saudi Arabia, I am prepared to myself to have in the morning a slice of bread and jam. That's okay. That's how I come out of India to Saudi Arabia. When I come to Vietnam, at the time my wife was telling, now you have to cook and you have to make your own food. Luckily for me, there was a Vietnamese maid who was trained by some Indian people here, some families, and she can come and make food for me, like the rice, dal, and other things she used to do when I lived in Hanoi in the past. But this time, last 5 years in Saigon, I understood if I want to eat the Indian food, I need to go to District 1, which is 10 kilometers away, and I need to spend time and energy to go and come back. So now, almost last 2 years after my wife go back to India, I used myself to Vietnamese food. I'm a vegetarian by food habit from the family. That's why I go to the Vietnamese restaurant and I eat the rice and the tofu and the mushroom and the other things they do with the Vietnamese flavor. I started taking that one maybe first day. When I take that one, it was not palatable to my tongue. My tongue is looking for the spicy food. It looks for the chili. It looks for the tamarind. It looks for the Indian spices. But after slowly start eating this food, I started liking it. In Vietnam, I eat the food it's called kam chai. Kam means rice. Chai means vegetable. Kam chai is the rice and vegetable. Then I eat, there is a food called bun bu hue. They make the noodle and they put all the vegetable and the tofu and other things. I used to eat bun sao. So many, I used to eat here, the fried rice. It's called kam chien. Then I used to eat a food called bot chien. The bot chien, they make small cakes with corn and other things, and then they make it spicy. I cannot imagine that now that throughout the month, I keep eating the Vietnamese food, which is cost effective and also available very near my company. I can go and eat. Sometimes I eat the boiled corn. Sometimes I eat the banana also in Vietnam, it's boiled. And mostly I feel that Vietnam is following the rice diet similar to India. That's why there's not much of difference in food from there. But once you start using the local food, you go and eat the Indian food in the restaurant, maybe during the weekend or the month end, it will be like a celebration. That way, I'm very happy that I'm not looking for the Indian restaurant anywhere. I'm thinking, oh, I need the Indian restaurant, I need idli, I need dosa, I need chapati, I need naan. No. The first thing, the advantage for the person who come out of our country, you can taste the local delicacy. And as long as you eat the local food in a local country, that keeps you healthy and comfortable. It's good for your pocket. And also the food, what you eat, I think food should be the secondary importance for the person. Maybe he has to have more importance for his work and his career and what he is supposed to do for today. Many people I have seen, they lived a moderate life in the lower middle class and lower middle class life. They are very picky with their wife, what they are going to have for lunch, what they are going to have for dinner, and they plan their menu very meticulously. I think our menu should be meticulously planned in the office and company. And in the home, let us be flexible. And I think somebody who is focusing more on the food, I think food for stomach, I think they will be missing the food for the thought. This is my humble opinion, but I think we need to have some balancing. Sometimes we need to relish, we need to have some ice creams, we need to have some delicacy, nothing wrong about it. But food is secondary.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing that in an elaborate way. That's really nice. You've given us a clear picture as how people miss their food and how they should be adjustable with regard to the place they are and adjust with the food that is available there. You were lucky to have a maid as well who would prepare the food for you. That's really nice. Now, sir, the next question that comes up is, there are certain people who love to move to different countries. Now, if at all many of them, after viewing this video of ours, the talk that we have now, they would love to move and work in Vietnam. What are the job openings available for Indians in Vietnam? What kind of jobs are there for them? If you could share that with us.
Yeah, I understand. Madam, the thing is, when people are in India, always they are thinking that you can go to abroad and you can make a fortune. Because that was true also. Maybe before 30 years, when an engineer who is getting maybe 5,000 rupees salary in India before 30 years, he goes to Dubai or he goes to Saudi Arabia, he can make 5 times salary. Then there was a acceleration of your career and money like that. But after 2000, now if you see, there is no big difference between the salary levels in India and a foreign country. Nowadays, I think even somebody gets 2 times of what they get in India in another foreign country is okay. Sometimes now I am really seeing that in some career and some positions in India, people can make more money than going outside also. But going outside is not only for the money. It gives you the kind of experience because, we don't have the time, energy and money to go to all countries using our own money. Maybe you work for the company and using company money. If you can travel to other country, you do the work and you go around. That is a blessing that we are using the company money for the ticket. At the same time, we are also giving the benefit to the company. That way, I think currently, if you ask me, in my experience, like last 30 years, I've been there in Saudi Arabia and Vietnam. I feel that maybe I could have taken a decision to go to USA or go to Canada or go to Australia and work this many years and settle and get my passport and citizenship, or go to Singapore and get a PR and other things like that. But all said and that, I have no regrets because how we have done is the way we enjoyed and we did this one. That way, if you see, even today, if someone goes to place like Qatar or Dubai or Saudi Arabia, there the local population has the salary level much higher than us. And there we are in demand. People should understand one thing. If they want to come to Vietnam, sometimes they may get confused between Australia and Singapore and Vietnam. If you go to Singapore, in Singapore, your salary will be less than the Singaporean because Singaporean has got very high standard of life and high salary levels and their position is high. There as a foreigner, if you go, you have some opportunity to get jobs. But when you talk about Vietnam, this country, you have the manpower. The people can do what an Indian can do, a Vietnamese can do. You understand, right? Like before 30 years, how we were a developing country. The person in Vietnam, he may not be able to speak in English with you, but he can study in Vietnamese. He can go up to PhD. He can be a design engineer. He can be an IT engineer. What an Indian can do, the Vietnamese can do. That's why when someone comes to Vietnam first, they should not go to agents and blindly come here and take up some job like that. They need to check whether they are coming to the proper company because there are many fraudsters. They just pick somebody and say, give me 1 lakh, 2 lakh, and put them here in the street and go like that. That's very dangerous situation. People should be very careful because in Vietnam, there is a rule. The government of Vietnam, it want to check first the person who is coming here, check the CV, and they want to make sure there is no person locally available with such a qualification to do the job. If somebody can do the job locally in Vietnam, then the same position if the Indian comes here, he will not get the work permit, he will not get the temporary resident card. In Vietnam, they look for people with extreme experience, like you want to come as a CEO, you want to come with a person with top-notch experience, you want to come as a leader on the high position, that's okay. That is the way it can come. Another opportunity is there is plenty of business opportunity in Vietnam. The country is growing. Every year they have 6%, 7% GDP. There are many, many business opportunities. That way, if someone comes here and establishes their business for doing trading, export, import between India and Vietnam and other countries, there is many avenue open. That's why the people, they have to understand one thing. When they come to this country, they have to speak the local language. And unless they speak the local language and mix with the local people and their sentiments, not easy. That is why I don't want to say someone, oh, Vietnam is a place, a land of golden opportunities. All of you come. Tomorrow you come and join the jobs here like that. If I say like that means it will be a kind of a whitewashing. That's why even now I encourage people, you can go to Canada, you can go to Australia, you can study there and you can settle there. That is a good opportunity for you. If you want to come to Vietnam, first make your homework properly. You check, you do the background check about the company and background check about the job. And you check what is the skill set you have. We cannot think that we just come over here and we can do something and we can manage. Not like that. Because in this country, you come, you find the people are highly professional and they follow the rules. And if you are not better than them, it's not easy to serve. That's why there is an opportunity for mid-level and top-level career for Indians in Vietnam, but not in the entry level and not in the unskilled labor or other categories. That's why people need to, for example, like if they can learn some Vietnamese language, if they can learn some Chinese language, if they learn some Japanese language, then they can cater to specific segments. That's why they need to do their study before coming here. They need to do the strategy and they need to do the planning. And even someone who is your friend or anybody after this meeting, if they have got anything to discuss with me, they can communicate with me through my WhatsApp and other information. I'll try to support them with what knowledge and information I have. Because correct information is needed in the right time. The information in the right time, in the right person, in the right moment is needed. Then only the decision will be right. Okay? I encourage people to come to Vietnam. No problem. They can come here for sightseeing, go around the place and see the people and other things. Make good relationship with the locals. And then start trying to make the network and other things. I think you have contact with people and you have good relationship, then everything is good.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for sharing that very well. Thank you so much. Now, one last question, sir, before, it's not a question, it's a request, a message for all of us. What is the message from Bala, sir, to all of us in the world?
Madam, if you ask about the message, okay, I tell you, in our life, we are always students. We are always students. And there is something called in life called, there is a paradigm shift. There is a paradigm shift means when we were young, we were having certain values, we were following certain dreams, and we were following certain pattern. But in life, what we understand is now the world is changing very fast. And maybe for 1,000 years, until the first wheel was invented, the world was going straight. Then it came as the Industrial Revolution and the Electronic Revolution. And currently, if you see, the way the technology and knowledge are improving, they're moving very fast. That's why the world, the conditions also keep changing very fast. What we need to have is we need to have some kind of adaptability. We need to be flexible. We need to move like water. I think we need to have 50-50, like 50%, we have to be happy with what we have got. And another 50%, we need to be ambitious to go and catch new things. That way, I think my message, if I can tell people, I think we need to be balanced. We need to be balanced in our view. We need to be balanced in our finances. We need to be balanced in our attitude and our thought process. And I think we cannot take any side. if we try to attach more value for any particular thing in our life, that will take all our attention and that will make us miss many, many things in our life. I think we need to be fair, and I think every day we need to celebrate, because we say yesterday is a history, and yesterday is history and gone, nothing to talk about it. And tomorrow is a mystery, and we never know what is going to happen tomorrow. Today is called present, and present in English we also say it's a present, means it's the gift. Today is the gift for us. And this Sunday, I'm very happy to talk to you, an elite person like you, and to share my ideas. I wouldn't say that I have knowledge. I have come across many things. I have kind of experience. And at least there is a time, there is a platform that we talk to someone, maybe someone who is elder to me or who is younger to me or my age. They can listen to this conversation, they can relate. And also, I would not say that whatever I say is 100% true and this is the universal truth and people should follow. There's nothing like that. You are right, I am right, everyone is right in their own way. I think we need to respect the people. We need to respect their people for their idea and for their value, for their age and their efforts. Sometimes the youngsters, many people, they work very hard. At least we can say them, you did a good job. Because some people think that, oh, if I say this guy did a good job, then he'll ask for a big increment, he'll ask for some merit, he'll ask some benefit. Sometimes we miss to appreciate. I think if we don't appreciate people on the day what they have done a good job, we are doing something wrong to us and to the society also. I think nothing wrong in saying you had a good coffee or a good rasam or good food. After eating, we can say, hey guy, you give me a good food today, thank you. I think gratitude is very, very important in life. If we are not thankful to us and to God and universe and other things, if we are not thankful, in that case, I think we will end up guilty. We need to thank everyone because our life is in the hands of others. When we go in the car or the motorbike, it's in the hand of the driver. When we go in the flight, our life is in the hand of the pilot. And we go and eat in the restaurant, they put the food and give us. We blindly eat it. We don't know what they put inside that one. I think we need to be thankful, madam. That's only my message.
Yes, sir. You're one person like where we can get a lot of inspiration and good thoughts from you. You have a lot of experience, have a lot of exposure. Your thought process is very nice. And towards the end, you've shared a wonderful message, very rightly said. When we are traveling, our life is in the hands of that driver. When we are in a hotel, our lives are are in the hands of the chef, etc., etc. That's very true. I never ever thought of all of this. It now keeps us thinking. I never thought of it. Although I knew, I mean, it might have been at the back of our mind, but it consciously, I have never thought about it. But now when you've shared that, and you also shared that, like, you are right, I am right, we all are right in our own way. So, I mean, you come across as a very warm and a thought-provoking person, a person very, warm and down to earth. People could connect with you very easily. You're very open and very frank with regard to the job vacancies in Vietnam. You've explained that term very well, the various experiences that you've had. That's really nice. You're connected with social work. You're connected with improving language. That's really nice. We'd love to have you once again on the International Fab Talks to share more with regard to your experiences and the exposure that you have.
Like what we spoke now is we spoke from our heart. We did not make any preparation. Your questions were candid and my answers have been candid also. As you said, whether we did it right or wrong, we enjoyed the current moment and it has been a wonderful conversation with you. And I think I have to thank you and Madam Rajeshwari for introducing me to Fab Talks. I think the way Fab Talks, you are doing the things, I think what you are doing to the society and what you are opening out to the people to make them understand there are many things outside our office and our home and our career and other things. Now I started going through your videos and I'll be learning much from the Fab Talk series. And so kind of you, and I thank you and your team. It's wonderful with you to be with you.
Thank you, sir, for being so kind and very generous with your comment. That's really nice, very nice. When people talk to you, they would like to talk more and more with you, because you have the kindness in your heart. You have that humanity within you that to make the other person feel good, to make them feel important in your presence. That's really nice. That is the essence of life, to make one another feel good and, in the presence of each other. That's nice. So I really appreciate the way you are. And I look forward to part 2 as well with you. Very soon we will have a part 2 with you, sir. I hope you are obliged to have a second session with us.
No problem. I'm always with you.
How sweet. That's really nice. Because you have some very beautiful thoughts. Like many of us, we don't even think about it. We may take it lightly, or maybe we may just not think about it. It may be
You told correctly, madam. We take life for granted. We take
Very-
everything for granted. Yes, correct. You're right.
Yes, sir. We'd like to have you once more on the International Fab Talks. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
So kind of you, and I wish all the best for you and your team. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
My dear
Bye.
friends, with this, we'd like to come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. We had a wonderful experience with sir. He's been sharing so well, and he has a lot of exposure and experience, and he's a genuine soul. What I could feel is, what I could sense, the aura and the positive vibe that I've received from this person, our personality and guest for today, a very nice person. Would like you to share this video with the right kind of people such that they get the right message, my dear friends. If you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget to love your family and respect all the people across the world. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Same to you, sir. Thank you.